Jason Miller had never imagined his honeymoon would take place on an alien world. A former engineer from Earth, he'd fallen in love with Princess Xelari of Rithara Prime during the Intergalactic Unity Conference, where she served as a delegate of her aquatic, silver-skinned people. She was beautiful, almost ethereal, tall and graceful with shimmering sapphire eyes and hair that flowed like liquid mercury. Their union, though controversial, had been sanctioned by both Earth's Council and the Royal House of Rithara. The ceremony was a blend of Terran and Ritharan customs, and Jason had barely made it through the sacred water dance without drowning. He figured the hardest part was over. He was wrong. 2 locked doors and shifting walls. The doors to their private chambers slid shut with a hiss the moment Jason stepped inside. He turned, expecting Xelari to follow, but she was already inside and smiling. Her ceremonial robes had been replaced with a sleek bodysuit that clung to her curves like a second skin. Then came the click. He looked at the glowing door panel. What's going on?" Jason asked. "This is the ritual of bonding," she said, eyes gleaming. "We are now in the trial room." "Trial?" Jason echoed. "I thought this was our honeymoon." Xelari tilted her head. "It is. On Rithara, a honeymoon is not a vacation. It is a test, to prove you are worthy of being my mate." "Oh." 3. The first trial, heat and truth. The walls shimmered. Panels slid open, revealing heated vents that instantly filled the room with waves of dry, arid air. Jason began sweating. "It's called the Chamber of Truth," Xelari explained, slowly circling him. "In the heat, the body tires. The tongue loosens. I will ask you 5 questions. You must answer truthfully. And if I don't, pain gas will be released into the chamber." Jason blinked. "You're serious?" "Quite." She stood before him now, arms crossed, gaze unblinking. "Question 1. Did you marry me for love or status?" Jason opened his mouth, but the heat made him dizzy. "Love," he said, wiping his brow. "You could have been a farmer. I'd still fall for you." "Correct," she said, nodding. "Second question. Have you ever cheated in a relationship?" He hesitated. "Emotionally, once. Years ago. I regretted it." The vents hissed softly. The air cooled by 1 degree. That was apparently the right answer. By the 5th question, Jason was half naked and on his knees, but he'd told her everything. His fears. His regrets. His dreams of a quiet life. When the vents finally shut off and the doors opened to the next chamber, Xelari helped him up and kissed his temple. "You did well." For the second trial, trust without sight. The next room was pitch black. "I can't see," Jason muttered. A soft electric hum filled the air. "What now?" "You will be blind for this trial," Xelari's voice echoed. "Only sound and touch will guide you. Your goal is simple, find me." "Sounds easy enough." "It's not." From the shadows, mechanical arms extended. Soft electric pulses jolted his skin if he moved too fast or too far from the center. At one point, a decoy voice mimicked Xelari's laugh and led him into a minor shock trap. He gritted his teeth, remembering her voice, the real one. Softer. Lower. Hummer. After what felt like hours of crawling, stumbling, and guessing, his hands touched cool skin. "Xelari." He wrapped his arms around her and whispered, "Found you." The lights came back on. Her smile was radiant. "You trust me," she said. "And you made me prove it by electrocuting me?" He chuckled. "Mildly." 5. The third trial, fire and fight. The third chamber was a combat arena. 2 weapons hovered in the air, a curved staff and a plasma-edged blade. Jason barely had time to process before a six-armed training drone descended from above. "Wait, wait," he shouted. "This is your final trial, protection," Xelari called from the sidelines. "To prove you can defend both yourself and me." The drone lunged. Jason dived for the staff. Years of jiu-jitsu training kicked in as he twisted and ducked, narrowly missing the drone's spinning limbs. He wasn't a warrior, but he was resourceful. He used the terrain, luring the drone into walls and confusing its AI with unpredictable movement. Finally, he smashed the staff into the drone's central eye. Sparks flew. It slumped to the ground. Jason stood panting, soaked in sweat and half convinced one rib was cracked. "Well," he asked. Xelari descended from her perch. "You protected yourself. But let's see if you protect me." Another drone appeared, twice the size. This time it lunged for her. Without thinking, Jason stepped between them, lifting the broken staff like a shield. The drone stopped mid-strike. Froze. Test complete. 6. The real honeymoon. The final door opened. The last chamber was a paradise. Unlike the trial rooms, it was soft, lush, filled with glowing flowers, calming music, and a suspended pool of glowing water in the center. Jason collapsed onto a mossy bench. Xelari joined him. She handed him a fruit that tasted like vanilla and citrus. "You passed," she whispered. "Barely." "You passed perfectly," she insisted. "You see, Jason, Ritharan bonds are sacred. Our people live for centuries. A mate is for life. We must test love to believe in it." "I get it now," he said, finally relaxing. "But next time can we try a beach?" She laughed. "This is our beach. Come." She stood and unzipped her bodysuit, revealing the smooth shimmer of her skin beneath. The pool glowed brighter as she stepped in, beckoning him forward. Jason followed, letting the warm liquid engulf him. For the first time since the wedding, he felt peace. 7. Morning after. The next morning, Jason woke with her in his arms, her silver hair draped over him like a blanket. The trials were done, but he realized something deeper. The tests weren't meant to punish him. They were meant to strip him down, to make sure what remained was real. Love on earth could be rushed, shallow, built on illusion. But here with her he had proven something deeper. He had earned her, and she had chosen him. She stirred, looking up with half-lidded eyes. "You're stronger than I hoped," she whispered. "And more beautiful than I dreamed." "I was scared," he admitted. "You still showed up." They lay there in silence for a while, the sounds of Ritharan birds echoing in the distance. Then she said, "Our people will expect a public appearance." "But not yet." He smiled. "Let's keep the doors locked a little longer." She laughed. "Now you're learning."